after the property demolition that took effect in Ekota, Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria a few days ago, I've decided to make a research on how to avoid further or future property demolition here in Nigeria. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my findings and what you can do to avoid your property being demolished here in Nigeria. So please stick around, watch this video to the end, and you'll be glad you do. Remember, my name is Peter, twinnet from LekkiProperty.com. My job is to assist you with the right real estate investment information so that when you're making real estate investment decision, you're able to make the right decision. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the setback rules here in Nigeria. All right, the reason why I'm doing this is so that as for you to understand the setback rules here in Nigeria, so that when you're buying a property either on the road, on the expressway, by the waterside, on the seaside, in any location you're buying a property, you'll be able to remember the setback rules. It will help you to avoid property demolition in the future. All right, so please, like I mentioned, stick around, watch this video to the end, and you'll be glad you do. You might ask, why is setback rules needed when securing a property or a structure, building a house? All right, it is important that you obey the setback rules because it will help you in times of danger. All right, so that is why setback rules is needed when building a house or securing a property. So in this video, like I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing with you setback rules when you are building either on the expressway, all right, or by the waterside, okay, the street or thereabout. So please stick around. If it's possible, I will say get a pen and paper and put down this information. It will help you in times of need. All right, so without further ado, let's go in. So let's begin with the federal highway. All right, so when we talk about the federal highway, we're talking about expressways like Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Ore, Benin Expressway. These are federal highways. It's expected that you give at least 90 meters away from the expressway to where you have your property. Okay, now we'll also talk about the state highway or expressway. Now the state highway like the Lekki Expressway is a state highway. It's also expected that you give at least 60 meters away from the expressway to where your property is. All right, some people will say, the government does not talk about it. Yes, the present government might not talk about it, but what about the future? In the future, the next government might say, okay, let's revisit these setback rules, and then you will get affected. All right, so these are the information regarding the federal highway and the state road setback rules that must be obeyed. Now let's talk about other setback rules that must be obeyed here in Nigeria, not just Lagos alone, but here in Nigeria. Let's talk about other ones. Keep on watching. And if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please use the opportunity, click on subscribe button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when I post subsequent videos like this and many others, you'll be among the first to be informed. Now let's go. Let's talk about setback rules on the local road. Now when we talk about the local road, we're talking about road between the cities. All right, for instance, in Lekki Phase 1, the Admiralty Road, okay, it's expected that you give at least 24 meters away from that very road. Okay, that is what is required. It might not be the present government that will tackle that issue. It might be a future government. So it's required that you keep this setback rule. Remember, these setback rules I'm giving is not just for Lagos alone. All right, it's for the entire Nigeria. Okay, so that is it. Now let's talk about the setback rules on the street. Okay, so if you own a property on the street that is facing the street, it's required that you give at least 9 meters away from that street. Okay, that road that runs on the street. That is the setback rule for that. Now to our clients, most especially those in diaspora that love, I want to be on the seaside, I want to be facing the ocean. Now this is the setback rule for the ocean. All right, for the ocean, the setback rule is about 150 meters away. All right, it is required. Please take note of this. It is required. So if you secure a property that is close to the ocean, remember 150 meters setback rules must be obeyed. If not, in the future, another government might come and demolish your property. Okay, so what about in the lagoon? Okay, if you have a property that is just by the lagoon, the setback rule is 50 meters away from the water. It is very important. Okay, and then what about if you have a property by the river or the canal, just like what happened to people here in Lagos on Ekota, that was the property was demolished? It's expected that you have a setback rule of about 15 meters. 15 meters setback rule must be obeyed. These are the setback rules for the water. Now let's talk about setback rules when you are building your own house, your residential property. Okay, now one of the reasons why setback rules must be obeyed is that it helps protect lives in terms of danger. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why setback rules is important. And remember, like I mentioned, this setback rule that I'm just giving you here is not just for Lagos, it's for the entire Nigeria. So wherever you have bought property, remember this setback rule applies. Okay, so for your own residential building, these are the setback rules that are required. In your front of your house, it's expected that you give about 6 meters away. All right, 6 meters is required in front of your house. So front of your house, you have 6 meters. Then by your side, because of your neighbors, for ventilation purpose, it's required that you have 3 meters here on the left hand side, 3 meters on the right hand side, and then at the back too, 3 meters is also required for your residential property. So these are the setback rules that are needed when building a house here in Nigeria. All right, so please have this in mind so that you can be able to avoid your property being demolished either now or in the future. I hope you have benefited from this video. All right, so thank you so much for always watching my videos. Thank you so much for always subscribing to my YouTube channel, for buying properties from me even when you have not seen me nor seen the property. You are the best. Do have a wonderful day.